up, Ravers. Before I start, just apologies for my absence the last few weeks. I've been having loads of problems with the copyright bots, blocking my videos and that. It's a pain in the bum. I spend a lot of time with these reviews, and you compile them and you put the videos together, courtesy of my technical team behind the scenes. And it's just disappointing when they get blocked and that. Really annoying, really annoying. Anyway, today's review is a request from John, who's asked me to review... Who are you? What? Oh no, it's the copyright boss. Oh, it's the bloody copyright boss. What do you want?
Do not use unlicensed footage in your videos.
Do not use unlicensed footage in your videos.
Now, I'm doing my best. I'm using footage in conjunction with the fair use, fair dealing laws, which says I can use it for critique.
You are using unlicensed footage that is protected by copyright.
Affirmative, you are using unlicensed footage protected by copyright.
Yeah, bloody hell. Get out of it. If you've got nothing positive to contribute, bugger off.
You, how rude! I refuse to be spoken to like this, Gerald. We will leave immediately.
Very well, dear.
Get out of it. Sorry about that, Ravers. Today's review is a request from John, who wanted me to review the 1980s fantasy movie Labyrinth. Now, fair to say, I didn't know out about Labyrinth, to be honest with you. Never saw it. But it opens with this stroppy mardy-ass teenager, played by a young lady who's very good in the part, but I saw her recently in the Top Gun film, the new Top Gun film. She's in that, playing an age-appropriate love interest for Tom Cruise. So it's nice to see a former child star doing alright for a second. One who didn't turn into a drug addict or a complete nutcase, like a lot of them do. I don't know, she plays this strapping mardy-ass teenager. I feel I should say at this point, I often mention my kids, Dean and Maxie, in some of these reviews. And don't get me wrong, there were plenty of times when they were a pain in the arse. But actually, by and large, they weren't strapping mardy-ass teenagers. They did alright with them, they're very personable. But yeah, this one, God, crikey, what a moaning minute, won't look after her brother, baby brother. And she calls on the Goblin King to take him away.
Goblin King, wherever you may be, take this child of mine far away from me.
And the goblins, they're all these Jim Henson Muppet creatures. Very expressive, straight away. I'm thinking, this looks good, this. Because at the end of the day, who doesn't love Jim Henson as Muppet creature? Yeah, we all love the Muppets. No, if somebody doesn't like the Muppets, they're dead inside, I reckon. But not just that, puppets. They're so much better than the CGI you get, ain't they, puppets? Take Yoda, for example. I don't want to hear any cracks about any resemblance I've got with him. Anyway, take Yoda, because he was absolutely brilliant as a puppet, weren't he? Everybody fell in love with him, thought he was fantastic. But then they made him a CGI Yoda. And he weren't as lovable, he was shit. Well, the puppets in this are fantastic, and we'll come to them more in a bit. But the old adage, be careful what you wish for, springs to mind here, because the Goblin King does take a baby brother away. And Sarah, the mardy-ass teenager, faces a race against time to get a baby brother back before he turns into a goblin at the hands of the evil Goblin King, played by none other than David Bowie. Now, David Bowie has had loads of different styles over years, ain't he? He was famous for reinventing his sound. But has he ever looked more ludicrous than he does in this? I mean, even in the early 80s when he had that bright yellow hair phase, I don't think he's ever looked as stupid as he does in this. No, yeah, I can forget that, yeah. What a pair of pillocks.
On the streets of Brazil.
I can't even lip sync that bitch. Come on, you got one job, David. Unbelievable. Now, a couple of things that sprung to mind about David Bowie's style in this. Firstly, it was his eye makeup. Made him look a bit like Gary Glitter, which surely for a kids' film ain't the look you want to go for, is it, anymore? Probably that's with the benefit of hindsight, isn't it? But even so. But the second thing is his blooming tights he's wearing. This is supposed to be a kids' film, and he's pretty much got his meat and two veg on show. Yeah, she ought to have one of them, a lewd themes warning. Bloody hell. Anyway, the gist of the film is that Sarah has to negotiate the labyrinth in order to find and rescue a baby brother. And she does this with the help of various weird and wonderful creatures. Some super Jim Henson Muppet creatures, including this one, who reminded me of Hacker the Dog on CBBC. My grandkids watch Hacker the Dog. They love Hacker the Dog. He's funny. He's funny, to be fair.
Devil! Wow!
Oh, get us down! Quick, Tony! There we are. We didn't expect that, did we, Cocker?
No.
I got trapped on the Articue hood, if anyone's interested in technical terms.
But very similar to this hyperactive rat thing, whatever it is. And she's also helped by this sad-looking woolly mammoth orangutan hybrid creature who happens to look a little bit like former West Brom and Man United manager Ron Atkinson, who she rescues from getting pecked at by these horrible creatures on these sticks. This bit's horrible. I don't think I'd want ickle togglers watching this bit. And to be fair, there's quite a few questionable scenes in this. Obviously, as I've said, David Bowie's Twig and Berries in his tights. I mean, bloody hell, what's about to happen there? But also there's some scenes where Sarah's getting harassed by various creatures. And also there's this scene where she falls down into some sort of pit and there's all these hands groping at her. She's a teenage girl, that ain't appropriate, that. Because yes, whilst this is a fantasy film, there's still blokes' hands in there. It's a bit touchy-feely, I thought that were a bit weird. And also there's some questionable scenes with the baby brother in. Here he's getting chucked about. I mean, I ain't seen a baby getting waved around with that carefree abandon since Michael Jackson dangled his nipper out of a hotel window. And you can see this very distressed baby here. How do they know that didn't traumatise him for life? All these goblin puppets around singing and dancing. And David Bowie looking like that. Now, something else that struck me as weird is that David Bowie, he's the Goblin King. But he doesn't look like a goblin. He's human. Just looks like he should be in Catch-a-Goo-Goo. So, what did he do for company? Who did he actually have to talk to? I mean, he can't have had any mates. Yeah, he's got a load of sycophantic goblins who laugh at his jokes that he hangs around with. But it must be lonely. He could do with some humans, couldn't he, to chat with? Maybe that's why he likes hosting them weird, pervy, eyes wide shut masquerade ball parties. I bet there's a load of sexual deviants there, isn't there? Probably all repressed Tory MPs. Anyway, at least it gives you some humans to talk to, doesn't it? Cracky, I didn't realise his hands were so small. Looks like Jeremy Beagle's hand, that, doesn't it? Anyway, despite the weird bits, and also there were some songs in there which I ain't a fan of musicals, so I didn't like the songs. But apart from them bits, they were very entertaining. There's just some great imagination on show. You've got this horrible machine that looks like they're going to kill him, and then it goes past him, and you see it's just a couple of goblins cycling on it. It's just very good. And there's this big horrible robot monster thing what's going to kill him, and he gets his head knocked off, and hey presto, it's Nickel Goblin piloting it. Super stuff. And you got this fantastic pair of knockers here. Very clever, very good. And there were loads of bits like that in it that kept me very entertained. It reminded me of the sort of imagination what you get in the Wallace and Gromit film. Just really imaginative, very entertaining, very good stuff. Maybe I shouldn't have put that clip in a Wallace and Gromit, because that's another thing what the copyright box will pick up. Oh, bloody hell. What now?
The footage from Wallace and Gromit in the wrong trousers is in breach of copyright regulations. Isn't it, Gerald?
Affirmative, Margaret. It is in breach of copyright regulations.
I couldn't give a monkey's get out of it. I'm trying to just review things. Bugger off with you, the pair of you. Bloody hell.
Oh, Gerald! How dare he, Gerald? How dare he? I will be composing a letter to my local member of Parliament. Disgraceful.
Very well, dear.
Okie-do, on to raise ratings, and never seen this film, didn't know much about it really, so I weren't expecting a whole lot from it. 2-star film is what I were hoping for, what I were expecting. But I've got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's an easy win, to be honest, getting some Jim Henson creatures in it, because I do love a good Jim Henson creature. Very expressive, very imaginative as well, the whole thing. Would I watch it with really young toddlers? I don't know. I reckon my grandkids would love it. They're probably old enough now to enjoy it, but I reckon for the younger viewer, there might be some scary bits in it what give them the willies. So just bear that in mind. But anyway, yeah, thoroughly entertained. So I'm rating Labyrinth a 3-star, 2-star film. Right, so is that going to pass your copyright scans or whatever it is you do?
You have contravened copyright regulations by using unlicensed footage. Isn't that correct, Gerald?
Affirmative, Margaret. He has used unlicensed footage.
Hold up. Margaret and Gerald. Margot and Jerry. You pair are a rip-off from The Good Life. You're in breach of copyright, the pair of you. Bloody hypocrites.
How dare he, Gerald? How dare he?
He does have a point, to be fair, Margaret.
Gerald, do not undermine me in front of this common oaf.
Sorry, dear.
Righto, Ravers, hope you enjoyed that review this week. Hoping to be back next week, but who knows in the current climate? I mean, I might not even be here this week. You might not be watching this, you might be blocked. Who knows? But if you did watch it and you enjoyed it, poke the like button, will ya? Give it a good hard poke. Poke away. And share our reviews with your mates and on social media and that. And subscribe if you ain't already a subscriber. And hopefully I'll be back next week, but who knows? Goblin King might have taken my video away. Who knows? Take care of yourselves and I'll see you next time. Okie doke.